Are you looking for the best printers? In this video we will look at some of the 7 best printers on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Brother MFC L8905 CDW. The best printer we've tested is the Brother MFC L8905 CDW, an all-in-one laser model designed for small and home offices. It produces amazingly sharp and detailed documents, warms up in 15 seconds, and prints quickly at up to 32 pages per minute. Its numerous connectivity options, Wi-Fi, USB, Ethernet, and NFC, make it easy for everyone in the office to access. Scanning documents is a breeze. The flatbed is large enough to process legal-size sheets, 8.5 inches by 14 inches, and there's also an automatic feeder with single-pass duplex scanning, letting you quickly scan multi-page and double-sided documents. Regarding page yield and running costs, this printer yields a large number of prints, so you likely won't need to replace the cartridges unless you have a large print load. Also, replacement toner isn't overly expensive. You'll have to spend extra to replace the drum, but again, it isn't something you'll have to do often, as it's typically good for 30,000 prints. If you don't need all the features on this model, there are cheaper variants, like the Brother MFC L8900 CDW, which performs identically but has a smaller display. The Brother MFC L8610 CDW is another cheaper option. It has an 8.5-inch by 11-inch flatbed scanner and doesn't support duplex scanning. At number 2. Canon Color imageCLASS MF656 CDW. Our best upper mid-range pick is the Canon Color imageCLASS MF656 CDW. This color laser all-in-one has the same features as the Brother MFC L8905 CDW and produces documents that look just as good. Plus, it yields significantly more color prints and is easier to maintain, as its toner cartridges contain the drum, meaning you don't have to replace the drum separately. However, it prints slower at 22 pages per minute, and that's only achievable via a wired USB or Ethernet connection, which is inconvenient if you don't have space near your computer or router to place the printer. Scan speed is also slower but respectable at 14 pages per minute. If you don't need an ADF, duplex scanning, or fax functionality, you can save money with one of the cheaper variants of this printer, like the Canon Color imageCLASS MF654 CDW. Our full review gives more details on the differences between models. If you're only printing in black and white, consider the Brother MFC L2750 DW instead. It produces high-quality documents, warms up quickly, and prints up to 36 pages per minute. It doesn't cost much to maintain, as it yields a large number of prints, and replacement toner is cheap. Unlike the Canon, you'll have to replace the drum separately. It's usually good for around 12,000 prints, so that isn't something you'll need to do very often. The scanner only processes up to 7 pages per minute through the feeder but supports single-pass duplex scanning. The main trade-off is the lack of color printing, so ensure you won't need to print any color documents. There are less expensive variants without duplex scanning or Ethernet if you want to save more money, and you can also get this printer bundled with high-yield cartridges. At number 3. Brother MFC J4335 DW. If you want something more modest for home use, we recommend the Brother MFC J4335 DW, one of the best color printers we've tested. This well-built inkjet all-in-one has plenty of features and uses cartridges with a high page yield, so they won't have to be replaced very often. You can connect to the printer via USB or Wi-Fi, and it's compatible with Brother's mobile companion app, which you can use to print, scan, copy, and perform maintenance tasks. Its ADF-equipped scanner scans up to 20 pages per minute. However, it doesn't support duplex scanning, so you'll have to flip the pages manually when scanning double-sided sheets. Printing-wise, it produces incredibly sharp documents with minimal artifacts, and it's quick, capable of pushing out 17 black or 15 color pages per minute. As for photo printing, printed pictures look detailed but slightly flat and grainy, with an overly warm tone. The input tray holds 150 sheets of paper, which is likely enough that you won't have to refill it often. If you have a larger print load, you can get the more costly Brother MFC J4535 DW variant. It has an additional 250 sheet input tray, bringing the total to 400 sheets. Additionally, it has a larger control panel and more connectivity options, including Ethernet and NFC support. At number 4. Brother MFCJ1205W/MFCJ1215W. Our best budget printer pick is the Brother MFCJ1205W, also sold as the Brother MFCJ1215W at Walmart. This inkjet all-in-one produces very sharp black and color documents and detailed and reasonably color-accurate photos. It also costs little to maintain as it yields a large number of prints, and the cartridges are relatively cheap. Connectivity options include USB and Wi-Fi, and there's support for Apple AirPrint and imagePROGRAF print service. Unfortunately, this model only has a flatbed scanner, so scanning multi-page documents can take a lot of time. Another downside is that it prints slowly at 9 black or 6 color pages per minute and doesn't support automatic duplex printing. If you want a monochrome laser model in the same price range, get the Brother HLL2350DW. It produces incredibly sharp documents, prints quickly, and is cheap to maintain. It's also a great choice if you don't print often, as there's no risk of printhead clogging, which happens on inkjet printers left unused for a long time. The trade-off is that it lacks a scanner, so you must be sure you won't need to digitize anything. The Brother HLL2325DW variant is a good option, too. It's cheaper but doesn't print as quickly and is harder to find due to low availability. At number 5. Canon PIXMA MG3620. If you only need to print once in a blue moon, a cheap printer like the Canon PIXMA MG3620 will do. Although it doesn't feel particularly well built and only has a basic flatbed scanner, it still prints crisp, legible documents and detailed photos. Unfortunately, it takes a little longer than most inkjet printers to warm up and prints only 9 black or 3 color pages per minute, so patience is necessary when printing longer documents. Thankfully, it still offers USB and Wi-Fi connectivity, not to mention support for Apple AirPrint and imagePROGRAF print service, making it easy to print documents from a multitude of devices. Like most printers in its price range, the main drawback is its low page yield. It only has 2 ink cartridges, 1 black and 1 tricolor, and they're only good for around 200 black and color prints. Replacement ink is relatively cheap, so maintenance cost isn't the issue, it's just inconvenient because it requires a lot of maintenance, and you might end up with lots of faded or incomplete prints. Also, since it uses a tricolor cartridge, you have to replace the entire cartridge if a single color runs out. At number 6. Canon imagePROGRAF Pro 300. If you're a photographer who needs high-quality prints, the Canon imagePROGRAF Pro 300 is a great option and is among the best color printers we've tested. This professional-grade photo printer produces incredibly detailed, sharp, and color-accurate photos. It supports borderless printing and paper sizes up to 13 inches by 19 inches. It uses 9 cartridges, including specific photo cartridges that work only on glossy photo paper, so you won't have to worry about depleting the photo ink when printing documents. The downside is that it only yields around 400 color prints, and the cartridges are costly, so the printer can become expensive to maintain if you print a lot. Also, this is a print-only model, meaning it doesn't have a scanner. If you only print photos casually and want something cheaper, get the Epson EcoTank Photo ET8550. The print quality is actually fairly close to the Canon, it just isn't as color accurate, with a tendency to oversaturate most shades. However, it's a little more practical for day-to-day use since it has a scanner and costs less to maintain over time. Its supertank design gives it a much higher yield than the Canon, which uses expensive cartridges. Like the Canon, it also supports wide format printing up to 13 inches by 19 inches. If you don't need to print on wide format paper, you can save money with its cheaper variant, the Epson EcoTank Photo ET8500. It has the same print quality as the ET8550 but has a smaller 8.5 by 11.7 inch flatbed scanner and only supports paper sizes up to 8.5 inches by 11 inches. At number 7. HP OfficeJet 250. For on-the-go printing, get the HP OfficeJet 250. It's a great option if you travel a lot for work or run a kiosk and need to print out receipts. It has a rechargeable battery that lasts about 225 prints and takes around 2 hours to fully charge. Despite its compact size, it still manages to pack an ADF scanner with a maximum scanning resolution of 600 dpi, which is more than enough for text documents and photos. It also has an optical character recognition (OCR) feature, allowing you to scan documents into PDFs for quick keyword searches. Unfortunately, it prints slowly at 1 page per minute for black and color documents. It's faster when plugged in, but not by much. Also, it can only print 100 to 150 pages before the ink runs out, meaning you might need to carry a few extra cartridges. The cost per print is okay, though color printing can get expensive if you print a lot. On the upside, you can get XL cartridges that'll last longer, and it also accepts third-party ink, which can be cheaper in the long run.